Well, welcome to Hamilton County TV. I'm Perry Williams. We're at the 4-H fair. We've had a couple of good days. Yesterday we had a storm move in a little bit, but today it's kind of sprinkling drizzle. But it has definitely. I was over at the pig show and the swine show, and the numbers were good in that barn. So, but right now I have a 10-year member with me. As you know, we've been showing on Hamilton County TV some of our 10-year members of the Hamilton County 4-H, and here's another one, Eli Self. Welcome, Eli.
Thank you for having me.
One thing about it is, let's talk a little bit about, Eli, let's talk a little bit about some of the projects you do here.
So I'm in sheep. I show sheep. I've done fine arts. I've done genealogy, basic crafts. Done some projects here and there, shooting sports. But consistently, I'm a 10-year member in sheep and then a 10-year member in crafts.
That's good. That's good. The one thing about it, before we went on the air, we talked a little bit. You graduated from Hamilton Southeastern this past year. And you're going on to Indiana Wesleyan, is that right?
I am. I'm going to Indiana Wesleyan to study elementary education.
I have two daughters that are elementary ed teachers, but they're a little bit older.
My older sister is elementary education too, so it's kind of runs in the family.
Yeah, and of course your dad's the athletic director.
Yep. And then my mom's at the high school too. She's family and consumer science teacher.
Well, okay. So you're a teaching family.
Yes, we are.
Well, that's good. In fact, I was up to Indiana Wesleyan last week. My grandson played in a Super Hoops basketball tournament up there. So that's a nice campus, nice place.
I'm excited. I'm excited to be up there. I'm actually going to manage their football team. It's going to be their inaugural season.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I'll be up there. I move in August 3rd, so I'll be up there pretty early, helping them out, getting them ready for the season.
Well, that ought to be a whole lot of fun. Well, let's talk about being a 10-year member because, I've interviewed over the last 4 years a lot of 10-year members. And the one thing about it is with all the things you have to do, usually 10-year 4-H members that have livestock or animals or like that don't normally get to sleep in all weekend long like many teenagers do. So it really teaches you discipline. So talk a little bit about some your routine days and how you have to organize your days.
So before the fair, we usually walk sheep at night, so we'll have to walk and work with them. And I'll get home from work, take a nap or something like that, eat some food, and then we'll have to go walk sheep. But during the fair, we get up, depending on the day. So like today is Saturday. It's the day before the sheep show. So we got up about 7. I had to come in, and I've already got all three of my sheep ready to go for tomorrow. So it's nice. It's a lot of work, but once you get it done, it's very rewarding.
Well, with the animals, and it's a lot like that with human beings and everything. They're creatures of habit, and their surroundings are very, very important. Is that the same way with sheep? You have to get them here early, and you got to get them acclimated to where they're going and those type things.
Very much so. It's funny because when we walk our sheep, they know when they're turned around and they're going to the barn because they'll speed up. So yes, they very much know where the barn is and at home, and where everything is. And then once they get used to here, it's the same thing. We'll walk around at night. We'll take them out of the pen just so they get a little exercise. But by like the 3rd or 4th day, they really know the place. So they know where the barn is and everything like that.
Well, that's cool. That's I have the utmost respect for you guys because I've been mostly brought up in the sports world, but as you well know, you have too because you with your dad and everything. But it's much similar, and it's just a harder work. It's different things you have to do, but you have to be very disciplined. And I think that's the one thing great about 4-H is it really organizes your life. You have to be organized to do what you guys do.
And it's It's been great. There's been some tough moments. It's not all fun.
But life isn't all fun.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, as a guy that's been around for a while and now you're starting out
Yep.
your life, you have those ups and downs.
But it has taught me to get back up and brush myself off, whether it be literally or figuratively. My first show, we were talking, reminiscing about the shows the past 10 years. And my first show, they take off the halter of my sheep, and my sheep sprints, and I grab its neck, and I hold on. It dragged me across the ring. So that was my first show. I was ready to quit then, but they helped me get back up, brush myself off, and kept showing, and still here. So it's been an awesome 10 years. It's been a lot of fun. Like you said, it's been pretty hard, but a lot of fun. Keeps you organized. Teaches you a lot of life lessons. So it's good.
Yeah, because in this type of, especially when you have judges that you don't know what they're looking for. I mean, you have an idea, but you don't know what's going to single out there. So that there's a lot of ups and downs in this, and disappointments, but there are things that they tell you, and you improve on and go on in life which is the way life is.
And it's just like sports. You have the umpire, the ref that he think that could have been a flag, or that should have been a penalty, or that should have been called the wrong way. It's the same thing with a judge. Each one's different. They're going to judge it differently. I've had what we say are good judges that I think they agree with me, and I don't have the best opinion, and they might either. But at the end of the day, they're the one judging, so you got to do what they like best. And so that's like when we get to the end of the day and we get to showmanship, that's what it's good to have the beginners first, because as a senior you really look at what he looks at the beginners. He'll explain it. He'll go, I look for this, this, and this, and then you try to do it. Maybe it might not be your style necessarily, and you got to, in the day, stick with your style, but try to add some stuff that he likes, because he's the one going to give you the awards. So
absolutely.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate it, Eli. I know you still got some things to do and everything, but I want to wish you the best of luck at Indiana Wesleyan, and I'm sure you'll do well up there, and then also a great job this week for tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. See you later, Eli. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Coming up here, I want to thank our sponsors. Logan Street Signs and Noblesville Trophies. Logan Street Signs and Banners, celebrating over 25 years of Logan Street Signs and Banners, specialize in that last-minute signage and banners, serving Noblesville and Hamilton County since 1992. You can contact them at 317-773-7200 or check them out at loganstreetsigns.com. Noblesville Trophies. Noblesville Trophies offers you a large range of products, including sports trophies, corporate awards, and in-house embroidery. Noblesville Trophies provide you with that same-day coverage for those last-minute decisions. Contact them at 317-773-7391 or check them out on the website, noblesvilletrophies.com. Also, another sponsor for us for here at the fair is the Belfry Theater Apprentice Program. With coming up is Camp Rock, which is a musical, will be on stage for 8 shows from July 27th to August 5th. And that's at the Belfry Theater at 10690 Greenfield Avenue. It's right on Greenfield Avenue there, right close to the roundabout. Tickets are $18 for adults and $12 for 12 and younger. And if for more information, check them out, thebelfrytheater.com. This afternoon, I'll be going. In fact, I'm heading right back over there right now. We'll be finishing up the swine show, and then this afternoon in Exhibition A, we'll have the cat show on, and then we'll do the ice cream show tonight. Not real sure, weather permitting, whether that'll be inside, outside, or where, but and hopefully we'll have more horse and pony here. So just want to let everyone know and thank you for. Yeah, you're gonna right now. We're gonna show the rest of the interviews of the 10-year 4-H members because they do an outstanding job, and we want to recognize these young people because they do a great job. Well, this is Perry Williams along with executive producer extraordinaire Jim Walford. So he'll show you the interviews now, and I'll head over to the show arena, and we'll be finishing up this wine show. Thank you. Well, welcome to the Hamilton County 4-H grounds. I'm Perry Williams, and I'm with Hamilton County TV. And today we're going to interview some of the members of the 4-H groups. We'll be taking 2 or 3 at a time as we go through this evening. And girls, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
My name is Rebecca Hayes.
And I'm Lucy Wanseedler.
All right, Lucy, let's ask you first. Tell me how many years you've been a member of 4-H and some of the projects you got going on. Or is that too much of a secret right now?
No, it's fine. So I have been a member of 4-H for the past 9 years. The projects that I've mainly been involved in has been Junior Leaders, the Dog Project, and photography.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm a 10-year member, and I've kind of been immersed with all different types of projects because I like to try new things. But a couple of the ones that I kind of repeat over would be recycling, definitely Junior Leaders, and basic crafts.
Let's talk about girls one at a time. Talk a little bit about Junior Leaders and some of the things that you do, because you come the week of the fair, those 2 weeks of the fair, you have some big responsibilities.
Yeah. So as Junior Leaders, we do different things throughout the year. We have monthly meetings starting normally in September. It is a student-led project, so we have officer elections, a president and vice president who sit on the Hamilton County 4-H board, and we do different service projects throughout the year. It's a great way to meet new 4-Hers in the Hamilton County 4-H program.
Yeah.
Now, what schools do you go to attend? I guess you're both in high school, correct?
Yes, I'm currently a senior, and I was homeschooled during high school.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and I just graduated, so I was a senior.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. So, you're looking forward to the fair coming up. That's always an exciting part of your time. And I know we at Hamilton County TV enjoy all the work you do and all the hard work you do. Well, I appreciate you both taking time out of, I know you have a meeting to get back to, so I won't keep you, but I wanted to thank you for stopping by. Now, what groups do you work with? I know each one of you are in different 4-H groups, so.
Yeah, so I'm from the Carmel 4-Star 4-Hers Club.
Okay.
And I'm from the Forest Hill 4-H Club.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate girls, and I hope to see you at the fair. Okay, so stop by the tent anytime, and we'll be glad to talk to you again. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I got another one of the 10-year members here for the Hamilton County 4-H. Go ahead and tell your name. I already know your name, but go ahead and tell the people your name.
I'm Emily Peterson.
Emily, tell me a little bit about what group you're with and what high school you just graduated from.
Yeah, I'm from Hamilton Heights High School. I just graduated. I'm going to Purdue in the fall, and I'm in 4-H. I'm a part of the Husky 4-Hers 4-H Club, which I'm the president of. So I've been 10-year member for 10 years now.
Okay, and this is a difficult question for you, I know, because I've interviewed you before about this, but what is probably your favorite project and things that you like to do? Because you do many projects.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite because they're all just so different, but I love working with livestock, and because it's just a project that stays all year. You aren't done with it. So I love being able to continue all year, just having livestock supply and stuff.
Yeah. Now, when do you get your animals and everything to start to get them ready for the fair?
Right before spring break is about the time that we start looking into getting livestock, and then around spring break time is when we bring them back and kind of start full mode with walking and cleaning pens and washing them, you know.
But this is actually, it takes many, many hours. And normally, what time do you have to get up, especially during school, to
Yeah.
go do this and after school?
Like before school, normally we just feed in the morning. We don't try to walk or anything. So I get up like 5:30, 6 o'clock, which isn't awful. But then in the summer, you know, most people sleep in. So we get up about 7, 8, try to get in like when it's cool. Luckily it's been cool the last few days. So it's been pretty nice. But we'll have to wait until the sun starts to set in the evening. So it's not too hot for the animals to walk, or if we have to get them up and move them around, or sometimes we have to go out in the middle of the day and cool them down with a bath, or so it's just all the time basically.
Absolutely. Now, talk a little bit about what you're going to major in at Purdue and some of the events that you have here at the fair that kind of run hand in hand on what you're going to do in the future.
So I am going to Purdue and majoring in horticulture landscape design, and I do flowers and 4-H, and I've taken plant science in the past, so I do a lot of plant-related projects, which has led me to my degree I wanted to do, where I want to do something with plants and be able to also design, which I do home environment, which is, it doesn't sound like it coordinates, but home environment's more of the design, so like furniture and stuff, which isn't similar, but the design aspect behind it is what I kind of wanted, and so that kind of helped me decide that I want to do something with plants, but also be designing things. So, like just designing landscape is what I want.
Now, when you come to the fair, how many different projects are you in?
This is the most I've taken this year. I think 13 or 14. I've taken like 12 in the years past, so not that many more, but yeah, I've taken, I don't know why, but I took one this year, then, so, yeah, pretty busy.
It sounds like. Well, Emily, I appreciate you taking time out of, and I'm sure that I will see you many times at the fair this year. And we talked a little bit with the girls before you, a little bit about junior leaders and all the things you have to do. So not only do you have to take care of all your projects, you have a lot of responsibilities here at the fair.
Yeah, I work with junior leaders and after working at the junior leader shack, so it's a lot of other work than just livestock or just working on projects, which is nice to have a break and do little different things around the fair.
Okay, well, thank you a lot, Emily. Appreciate it. Well, I'm back with another 4-H member here for the Hamilton County 4-H. Go ahead, lady, and say your name, and we'll talk a little bit.
My name is Jenna Peterson.
Jen, let's talk a little bit about some of the activities that you're in in 4-H.
I do very many projects. I have 13, I think, and I do 3 different animals, which is pigs, sheep, and meat goats. And then I do, one of my favorite projects is home environment. And for that, this year I'm doing a trunk. And so I'm going to redo that, and yeah.
Now, what high school do you attend?
Hamilton Heights.
And what group are you in at Hamilton Heights as far as 4-H group?
I am in the Husky 4-Hers.
Okay, are you an officer or are you?
I am the vice president.
You know the president too, don't you?
Yeah, she's my sister.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about, you've been around 4-H your entire life, okay?
Yes.
Talk a little bit about some of the experiences and some of the things, because a person like you doesn't get to sleep in till 10, 11 o'clock every day, and
Yeah.
doesn't get to, do some of the things that normal teenagers get to do. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Oh yes, 4-H is a lot of work, especially if you're very involved. And I've been involved. I have 2 older siblings as well, like that. We're in 4-H as long as I can remember. And so my sister and I are in it now, and it's her last year. So I will continue on next year, and it is difficult at times, but I love it. I can't imagine a summer without it.
Now, I know that you'll be a sophomore?
Yes, I'll be a sophomore.
So do you have any idea where you want to go to school or what you want to do, or you're just playing it by ear right now, not really sure?
I'm kind of playing it by ear, but I hope to go to Purdue.
I kind of figured you were going to go to Purdue.
Yeah.
Well, Jen, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule, and I know I'll be seeing you in the next couple of weeks, okay?
Yes.
All right. Take care. Thank you. Well, I get lucky here again. I have another 4-H member for the Hamilton County 4-H. And what's your name, young lady?
My name's Kristen.
Kristen, tell me a little bit about yourself. How many years have you been in 4-H?
I'm actively involved in 4-H for 11 years. I was a mini 4-H'er for a year, and then I'm finishing my 10th year as a 4-H'er this year.
Okay. And by my wife being involved out here at the 4-H fair and everything, and I've got to meet many 10-year members, and you have to work pretty hard to be a 10-year member.
Oh yeah, that's for sure, especially if you're super involved or if you do animals. A lot of those kids especially have to put in a lot of extra time to do all those different activities that they're involved in.
Yeah.
Even outside of 4-H as well
Yeah.
as inside 4-H.
Now, how many projects are you doing?
This year's the lower year. I'm only doing 15. I think my highest year was 27.
Oh, heavens.
So we've decreased a little bit this year since things have been so busy.
Now, what's your favorite? Or do you have a favorite?
I really like all of my projects. My favorite animal project would have to be llamas. They're like giant dogs. I mean, like, who wouldn't want a giant dog?
Yeah.
And then my favorite non-animal project would have to be wildflower. I just really enjoy nature and just going and learning about all the different flowers that are native to Indiana I find really interesting.
Well, good. Now, what school do you go to?
I graduated as a homeschool student.
Oh, okay. And so what group are you involved with what 4-H group are you involved with?
My home club is Noblesville H&H, but I'm also a member of Llama Trekkers, 4-Leaf Clover Cloggers, and the Shooting Sports Club.
So you're pretty busy then, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's great. I appreciate you stopping by, and I'm sure that I'm going to see you during the week that we're out here at the fair with Hamilton County TV. And I want to thank you and wish you the best on all, 15 events you're cutting back, slacking a little bit.
Yeah, taking the senior year easy. Want to actually be able to remember this fair and not have something every time I turn around.
Well, I appreciate that, and thank you very much for taking time out. All right, we're getting ready here for another 4-H member, and I believe this young man's probably going to be very, very busy the week of the fair, or the 2 weeks of the fair. Go ahead and state your name.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Adam Schreck.
And Adam, what is your duties here at the fair?
So kind of have a lot of different responsibilities, a lot of different hats that I wear. So I am the junior leader president this year for our county, and that really kind of gets me into a lot of different responsibilities. Personally, I serve on the 4-H council, so definitely a lot going on that week as a council member, kind of going to meetings every day and really checking in and making sure that the fair is running smoothly. But then additionally, I'm also a day chairman on Saturday, so that means that I'm in charge of the 4-H Junior Leader Shack and the producer's tent, and kind of making sure that everything is, again, running smoothly, and making sure we've got food stocked, drink stocked, and everything is good to be sold.
So how many years have you been a 4-H member?
So I've been in 4-H for 10 years, so I'm a 10-year member, and I was also involved with mini 4-H, so I did that for 2 years as well.
Okay. Now talk a little bit about where you go to school, and also, what group you're with the 4-H.
Yeah, so I graduated from Hamilton Southeastern this past year, and I'm heading up to Purdue next year. But then in my entire 4-H career, I have been involved with a club called Clover Kids out of Fishers.
Now, you know, you're taking on a lot of responsibilities here at the 4-H these couple of weeks and have all year long. What actually inspired you to do, you know, step up and do this? Because it takes a leader to do this.
Right, it definitely takes a lot of passion for sure. So my grandfather was actually an ag teacher at Hamilton Heights for a really long time. And so my mom actually was involved in Hamilton County 4-H, and she was her junior leader president when she was all the way back when she was in 4-H. And so that really kind of set some big footprints to follow in, or some big footsteps to follow in, and really finding my passion in 4-H really led me to kind of taking on leadership positions and responsibility, because I found that it was something, one, that I enjoy, and two, that I was really passionate about continuing in the future. So kind of taking those leadership positions just felt right.
Now, how many projects will you bring at the fair?
So definitely not as many as some other interviews we've heard. I know last one had like 15 or something. I'm only in 2 this year, junior leaders and woodworking, both of which I've been involved with the entire time I could be. So like junior leaders I've been in for 6 years, and woodworking I've been in for 10. And those, it really got down to a point of I had so many things going on outside of 4-H, and I really wanted to focus on all my responsibilities in junior leaders and in woodworking.
Yeah, because the leadership part is a huge responsibility here. Yes. Because how many junior leaders do we have?
Oh, quite a few. At any given meeting, we may have 40 or something.
Yeah, so you have a big task to take care of during the fair.
Exactly, yeah. And making
at all
sure
the meetings,
yeah. Yeah, so I mean, having our own junior leader shack and just kind of really taking that on as a responsibility is huge. And of course going to council stuff, like I said previously, so there's a lot, not only that week, but all year round, for sure.
Well, I appreciate you taking time out. I knew that during the fair you guys are just way too busy to do stuff like this, and I wanted to get some of you on the video and stuff and talk a little bit about it. And we'll be showing it throughout the fair, and also I think that break at the Queen contest when they're deciding who the winner and all that is, they'll be showing this video. So thank you very much, and I appreciate it.
Okay.
Well, at first I've interviewed so far. I interviewed the first 4 were girls, and now these last 2 are boys. Let's talk a little bit about another 4-H member here. Go ahead and state your name and talk a little bit about the fair and what you think about 4-H.
Yeah, definitely. My name is Ross Hagan. I go to LaPel High School. I will be going into my 9th year 4-H. 2 projects I do are beef, cattle, and poultry. So I'm more of a livestock guy, so I take a lot of responsibility there and put a lot of time into that. 4-H has taught me a lot over the years. I think the responsibility part of this whole project, this whole group, has like greatly improved my skills and everything. But I'd also like
What about some of the things you do in junior leaders?
Junior leaders, main thing there is the leadership activities that we do, the projects that we do around the county and how we impact the county in many different ways. We'll go to like the nursing home, play bingo sometimes. I think all the leadership activities we do around here, we go to help out the food bank a lot. I think we also, a lot of the time, like all the meetings we have, like right now we're doing a canine unit over there. But I think all the things we do to get involved with the community and with together and help the community out is a huge part of junior leaders.
Well, I appreciate it for you taking time out of your busy schedule to meet with us, and I'm sure I'll see you around the fair here in a couple of weeks, isn't it? It's right around the corner here. All right, well, thank you very much, and I appreciate it. All right, we're out here at the 4-H fair, and we're interviewing 9 and 10-year members of the 4-H, and I have another young man here. Go ahead and state your name.
I'm Peyton Luring. I've been in 4-H for 9 years now.
What are some of the projects you work on?
Some of the projects I work on are aerospace and construction sets.
So you enjoy the aerospace, I take it?
Oh yeah, I love aerospace. You know, there's a lot of work that goes into it. You know, you get to launch off a model rocket. You know, I've had a model rocket fly, you know, into like 2 neighborhoods down.
Really?
Yeah, it landed in someone's gutter.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
What about, you know, how many are in the aerospace program?
I don't really know. You know, probably, you know, over 50 people are at the launch at least.
I think that's one of the things that people don't realize, that the opportunities in 4-H is you don't have to be someone that works in livestock or things like that, or gardening and stuff like that. There are many programs for 4-H members to belong to.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's much more to 4-H than life.
Now, how did you get started in 4-H? What made you want to participate in 4-H?
I mean, my mom sort of just, you know, put me in 4-H. You know, I was in mini 4-H 2 years before the 3rd grade, and you know, I just sort of grew into it. You know, I think my mom had her kids in 4-H, and she wanted us to at least experience it, and I liked it, so I've stayed in it for almost a decade now. So.
Well, that sounds great, and I appreciate it. I hope I can get over there and see your project. And when will you'll launch a rocket out here? Is that something that happens out here too, or during the fair?
It happens during the fair, yeah.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk with me. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks. All right, well, once again, we're back to the ladies now talking to on the 4-H project out here at Hamilton County 4-H. Go ahead and state your name.
My name is Lily Canaday.
Lily, talk a little bit about how many years you've been in 4-H.
Well, this is my 9th year, and over the span of 9 years, I've completed like 69 projects, I think it was. So I've really been heavily involved in 4-H my whole career, and it's really impacted my life in a lot of different ways.
What really attracted you? And you've been in it 9 years, and I'm sure at the beginning you weren't quite that enthusiastic. But as you grow and you meet more people and all that, what has this meant to you?
Well, in 4-H, there's so many opportunities, whether it be trips or camps or people to learn or skills to learn from different projects. There's always something new to learn, and I always love a challenge. So this is the program where I can grow the most, and that's what's kept me in it.
Yeah. Now, where do you go to school, or?
I've been homeschooled my whole life.
You're homeschooled? Okay, so are you in a certain 4-H group that you attend regular meetings?
Yes, I'm in the Friends Forever 4-H Club.
Okay, and where's that located?
Well, we meet here at the fairgrounds, and it's the Fishers area generally.
Okay. So you really enjoy it, huh?
Definitely.
And it's got to give you an opportunity. Being homeschooled, you know, you don't get to meet quite as many people, but this is giving you oh, really?
Yeah, I'm involved in more than just 4-H. I'm with choir and speech and debate. I mean, I probably interact with over 100 people on a weekly basis.
Well, wow, that's good. That's great. That's great. And so you really enjoy 4-H, and you know, did we talk about any of the projects you're working on?
No, we didn't. But my favorite project is the shooting sports project, because I get to meet all different kinds of people. I get to learn how to shoot, which is really fun. And I really just get to, I'm one of the only girls in shooting sports, so it's fun to outshoot the guys, but also be a representative for the program.
Well, that's great. That's great. And I appreciate you taking time. I'm sure I'll see you around the fair. And
definitely.
If I don't notice you, come up and tell me your name again, and I appreciate you taking time. Enjoy the fair. All right, let's get started here with another young lady. We're at the Hamilton County 4-H ground. Go ahead and state your name.
I'm Ellie Kaufman.
Ellie, tell me a little bit about how many years have you been a member of the 4-H?
I've only been a member for 8 years.
Okay.
And unfortunately, this is my last year. So
Okay.
I won't have the chance of 10 years, but I've thoroughly enjoyed the 8 that I have been able to be part of 4-H.
And what are some of the projects you're involved in?
I'm involved in shooting sports, crafts, public speaking, achievement resume, and junior leaders. I haven't been involved in a lot of projects, but the ones I have been involved in, I've stayed within them for pretty much the whole time.
Well, being a person that's been around for a long time, I can tell you that what you've learned in public speaking here at a very young age is going to be very, very beneficial for you in life. And I think that's one of the great things about 4-H. You can have fun, but you can also learn many life lessons here.
That's true, very true.
Well, talk a little bit about now, where do you go to school? Or
I'm homeschooled, and
Okay.
I went to Marian University for the last 2 years of high school. Now that I've graduated, I'm going to go to the University of Dayton.
Oh, really? Good. You'll be a Dayton Flyer, right?
Absolutely.
Are you excited about going over there?
I am very excited and counting down the days.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Any other projects you want to talk about in detail that you really enjoy doing?
I can say that I've thoroughly enjoyed craft. I've been making jewelry since I was very little, and it's been very fun to see the progression of starting off with a basic earring that's actually kind of awful when you look back on it,
Yeah.
and then building up on it and then being able to craft this delicate piece of artwork that ends up ranking highly. But it's not necessarily the ranking, it's my pride in the work and that I've been able to refine my skills to that particular level.
Well, that sounds great. I appreciate you taking time here tonight at the 4-H grounds. I know you're involved in a meeting and everything, and you came in here and talked with me, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, I'm getting ready to interview someone that's not a 10-year member, or is not a 10-year member anymore, okay? But she is out of Purdue University, and she's interning here this year. Go ahead and state your name, and let's talk a little bit about the opportunity.
So my name is Emma, and I'm originally from Boone County.
Emma, talk a little bit about your life as a fair person in high school, and what it meant to you, and why you're pursuing.
Yeah, so 4-H has always been a huge part of my family. Both my grandparents were project leaders and as well as club leaders, and 4-H, we say, runs through our veins in my family. So I actually go to Purdue. I'm an animal science major, and as I am nearing my senior year, that career choice is coming up, and I think extension really fits well for me. I have 2 minors, horticulture and crop science, and I think those play a really big role in extension and educating the youth.
Looking back on your days in 4-H, and taking a look at these young people of today, do you see a lot of differences, or is it the same, or totally different, or how do you feel about those?
I think we're growing. We are growing at a great rate and producing great leaders. I've been out of 4-H for now 3 years, which is crazy, but every time I go back and volunteer, I keep seeing the growth, and the people are really picking up the need to advocate, the need to show, what the ag industry is, as well as, STEM, because 4-H is really pushing the STEM right now. And I think if we keep at this rate, we're going to see some really great people within the upcoming years.
I think, we talked about this with the one earlier 4-Hers, but actually best, 4-H teaches you so much of life skills that you don't realize it does. I mean, I'm sure that what you learned at Boone County in 4-H, you've taken to Purdue, and will use the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And especially the leadership part. Mm-hmm. Now, what are some of the duties here that you'll have, and responsibilities, and what are you really looking forward to?
Yeah, so this summer's been great. I've been assisting with Kathleen Bodie a lot, and Courtney Tate, the summer assistant. So I've been executing programs. Last week we had our Spark Club. It was a cupcake bake-off, and I was the assistant baker. I went down to Camp Shakamak for one day and helped the assistant in class, the boating one. And then yesterday I was at Purdue for the 100th year of their 4-H Roundup. And
That's
then,
wild.
and then at the fair, I'm helping put on 2 programs, one with the corn tent and one with a succulent grow activity. And then I'm actually putting together an overall huge internship project that I will be presenting at Purdue once I go back.
Oh, wow, that sounds great. Emma, talk a little bit about this Spark program, because it's kind of a relatively new program, and what is the basic reason for this program?
Yeah, so when I was in 4-H, they didn't have Spark Club. It's just pretty much brand new. And it's pretty much a club that a volunteer will put on to spark your interest. So Courtney's Spark Club was a cupcake bake-off, and their spark was trying to get the younger kids interested in foods as well as cake decorating. So we baked cupcakes for 3 days, as well as she taught them how to do decorating skills with the icing that we made. And I think we had one girl who was actually not a 4-H'er, and next year she's going to be joining 4-H. And it's just getting out there in the community and showing them that there's just so many things you can do with 4-H.
Well, Emma, I appreciate it, and I think that we're very, very fortunate for you to come here from Purdue this summer and help us here.
Great.
I think this is a great program here, and this is the 5th year that we broadcast out here. I'm simply amazed at how hard these kids work.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's
definitely.
unbelievable, and I know you know that from your past. Well, thank you very much, Emma, and
Yes,
I
thank
appreciate you
you.
taking
Thank you for your
time out of it.
time,
And best of luck at Purdue. Next year is last
Boiler
year.
up, yeah.
Yeah, boiler
We're
up.
here.
See you later. Thank you.
Yeah.